I want to go on the record and just state that I love this show, She-Hulk Attorney at Law, just as much as this show loves Wong. Hey y'all, today we are reviewing episode 4 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Man, does this show just continually speak to me and say, Sasha, we made this show for you, babes. Like, we sat down and we wrote it and we said, who is our ideal viewer? And it was you. The major reason I think it's such a success is this show knows and trusts its audience to like an absolute T. It knows that this audience is likely older MCU fans, right? They're not just like 10 and 12-year-olds who like superheroes. It's a little bit more elevated than that. It knows that the people who are actually watching She-Hulk, who really appreciate Jen Walters' humor and know things about her breaking the fourth wall, they know to reference things like incredible and how people keep saying that, or she doesn't like that word to describe her, which is of course a reference to the Incredible Hulk, which is a legal full term I don't believe that Marvel Studios or Disney is actually allowed to say in any of their material, which is part of the reason we haven't seen Hulk up until this point in a solo project. I love this show. I mean, do you need me to repeat it more? No. On to Wong, which is, I love that this show references all the time that like we love Wong and we know Wong. I said it last week, I believe, but Wong is basically like the new Coulson of the MCU. He stitches everything together. He can kind of pop up in a couple different things, and Wong was just stellar this episode. Like, this was technically a Wong episode if you want to like compare. He probably had equal screen time to both Jen and or She-Hulk all together. The fact that he was watching This Is Us, y'all do not know how much I screamed when I saw Rebecca Pearson's face in She-Hulk. I said that I wanted to see Mandy Moore in the MCU, and they said, we'll make it happen for you, Sash. Like, it's yours. Whatever your heart desires, here. And they handed me Mandy Moore in a Marvel series. I mean, okay, obviously it's not Mandy Moore. She's on This Is Us, and I love that the episodes they picked, I knew what episodes those were. I just can't give this show a higher rating because of the This Is Us reference. Like, I just can't. It was beautiful. Wongers, hilarious. Loved that. I think Madisynn is such a fantastic addition to this show. She's such a ridiculous and fun character that I feel like you're just sitting here with your arms crossed, mad if you don't like her character. To introduce a character like Madisynn, who I hope sticks around, I feel like she has to be in multiple episodes now. I feel like she has to be randomly referenced in like future movies and stuff. She's just hilarious. And I am kind of sitting here stunned. I did get this from Twitter. I'm not smart enough to figure this out on my own, clearly. But the fact that the goat demon that she's referencing, named Jake, is Mephisto. That's what everyone on Twitter was saying, and I just want to say, anyone that was like, no, Mephisto's coming, like he's gonna happen, like confirmed, Mephisto confirmed, like everything we were saying a year and a half ago during WandaVision, it's come to fruition, and I just have to laugh so bad at the show. The show like knows that these viewers are making jokes about Mephisto on Twitter or attacking Marvel shows on Twitter. Like, all the rounds of applause, all the chef's kiss, just like so freaking good. Going to Jen, I mean, she says it herself, this was kind of a sad episode for her, not bad episode, but just disappointing. I honestly thought that the guy that she, you know, brought back to her apartment that she was like on a date with, I was like, he knows where she lives now. He's gonna dox her and like release her address to like the paparazzi. I thought he was gonna dox her, which maybe he still does in the next episode, him just going home and not wanting to be with her. I literally gasped. I was like, that really got me. I'm sorry, Jen. I'm sorry, girly. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna find somebody eventually. I'm also so excited for Titania's return. I want to see what trouble she gets into. I love that when the first episode referenced that she's an influencer, and now the whole hashtag free Titania, which is of course the reference to like free Britney. I don't know. I'm just really interested to see kind of where that storyline goes. And I like the concept of like not really doing a big bad, but maybe just being like, oh, hey, you remember that girl I fought in like the first episode? Yeah, she's back. And I also like the fact that the She-Hulk being trademarked is kind of becoming an issue here, because I feel like that's been a gag throughout the show, is like, oh, I didn't get the name She-Hulk, but now it's like actually like, no, I didn't even choose this for myself. I'm not actively, I guess the proof now is that she made the Matcher account, which is, you know, very clever that she can say she's going by that alias, which is trademarked. Anyways, clever, amazing, fantastic. However, I have a theory for you guys, and it's not my theory. It's my fiance Christian's theory. Christian, if you're watching this, you're probably not, but here you go. You're getting the credit because we had a huge dispute about who guessed the timekeeper thing in Loki. So anyways, here it is. So we keep thinking, how does Matt Murdock get here? Because I realized this episode, they made a specific point about saying it's Los Angeles. We're in Los Angeles. This is not New York, where most of the Avengers are, you know, that's kind of their stomping grounds, which I guess is smart for Jen. Less competition on the superhero market, I guess. Also makes sense because influencers and stuff, like they would totally be superheroes if superheroes were real. But I keep thinking, how does Matt Murdock get to LA? Because as far as I know, he's never left Hell's Kitchen, a literal borough of New York. He's just never left. He's just always there. I guess he goes to Queens. Avengers and No Way Home. I guess I'll give you that. How does he show up here? Of course, like he can buy a plane ticket. And then the other thing I keep thinking is, when does She-Hulk exactly take place? We know that it takes place during Shang-Chi. Those overlap. However, I'm a little questioning. I've always questioned when Shang-Chi came. We know it's after Eternals, right? Because there's the reference to the man coming out of the ocean. And we know that that is at the same time as Sam and Bucky, which I guess is a couple months after Endgame. Basically, it's kind of falling apart as I'm saying it because I can't like find the true connection here. But my thought process is, you know who's another lawyer? Is Matt Murdock. And you know who also needs legal help around sometime this time frame? Spider-Man. Okay. So, could Spider-Man show up in the show? Is this potentially taking place after nobody knows that he's Spider-Man? And like, could they pull some random thing where Tom Holland shows up and he's like going by Pete or Peter or something? Like, well, no, nobody knows who Peter Parker is. What if he just fully shows up and like he's just randomly there and like needs legal advice, but they don't know who he is because they don't know who Peter Parker is and they can't like place him as Spider-Man. I don't know. Theory might be a little weak, but I'm just somehow wondering. It's just interesting to me, other than the fact that everyone loves Matt Murdock / Daredevil and wants him to return, and he is making a grand return to the MCU. I'm just wondering if there's any sort of interconnection between She-Hulk and Spider-Man. But that's my theory. You do with that what you will. Please leave your theory and your review of this episode in the comments below. I want to read them all, and please consider liking this video and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, because we have several more weeks of this show and you're not going to want to miss my reviews and shorts related to this and future theories and just me obsessing over She-Hulk in general. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you had an absolutely amazing Disney Plus day, and I'll see you in my very next video. Bye, everybody.